Practical exposure rather than the theoretical what we have because of practical experience. So definitely try to inbuild in them, see what best can come out of us. Very insightful. Today's we learn. I love the punchline here today. That skills can be evolved over a period of time, and then Ram, the voice is not okay for me. Is it the same for others? I'm not sure. Nanda?
You are able to hear me?
It's very, I can hear you loud and clear, but the video.
Video.
Your voice is not clear in the video.
Let me see. You're able to hear anything on the video?
No.
By understanding the risk management, by risk factor, we can already have 4 plans in mind.
This is better. You can share the screen now.
Back on the other. So that was something which was very important.
So the session was really fun-filled. It was having a lot of interactions amongst team members. It had covered all the points what we had discussed. So you've covered the entire course. You have delivered it beautifully, and there was a lot of interaction, which was really a must. There was not at all any lecture or something. No, it was a good interactive session, and we did it. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for this training. First of all, being a new joinee, I hardly knew anyone here, but now I know almost everyone. So yes, I am being here. Thank you so much, and thank you, Reena, for conducting this training. It was very helpful for me, and I actually came to know a lot about my personality. So yeah, it is a
strategy based like facts. Then from a personality background, it was really knowing ourselves. One of the thing is more influential for us, and what is our focus and what is the how to interact with other people. It's a different scenario for the communication. As I come to here, I understand what is the exact communication, how we have to communicate with the people. That really a different kind of training material. Thanks to them.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to all. Welcome to this card hour, the knowledge sharing session of leadership card. So I'm loud and clear to all of you, right?
Yeah, clear.
Thank you. Thank you very much for confirming that. It's exactly 7:45 p.m. India time, and we are starting this card over the knowledge sharing session by the leadership card. Leadership card is the training, coaching, and mentoring organization which is started by these 4 individuals, that is including me, Kiran, Ashish, Devesh. We all during the pandemic came together and we saw some common interest in us and we wanted to work on that. Then we gave birth to the leadership card, which has trained more than 2,000 plus individuals as on date. We bring in an expertise in the communication, finance, real estate, management, operations, sales, GSI, alliances, and in the areas of the people want to become success in that area. That's what, as a success coach, I do. Cumulatively, we bring in 100 plus years of experience. Cumulatively, we bring in 100 plus years of an experience, and we worked in diverse field of functions, India and global work experience. I'll just give a little bit about our diverse experience, each one of us, what is that we bring onto the table. Kirandeep Sandhu, she is an academic and communication leadership. She is a John Maxwell certified trainer and HRD Corp certified from the Malaysia. And she says, your voice matters to speak to be heard. And she brings in 2 decades of an academic entrepreneurship coaching as a John Maxwell certified trainer and a social entrepreneur. As a social entrepreneur, Kiran, as well as Devesh, which I introduce him later, they are making a big wave started in the Uttar Pradesh, Ayodhya, started with 10 people, wherein to work with them, to get them how they can get into those Kendriya Vidyalaya admission so that the rest of their education becomes free. They get a free education in that, which is currently more than 200 plus people are getting trained and done that. And she brings in expertise in the areas of mindset, personality development, effective communication, personal branding, and TEDx coaching. She has taken many people into the TEDx platform, including her. I request all of you not talking, kindly mute, please, so that there is no disturbance to the others. So next is Ashish Datta. He brings in the operational and financial leadership. He is there in today's session as well. He says, learn to lead yourself. The rest is easy. If you want to know more about him, you need to attend his session. He will make things easy for you by leading yourself. He is a chartered accountant and a certified trainer from IITD, COO and CFO in organization, leadership coach, and a self-leadership architect. He brings in 3+ decades of experience in the finance, people, process, technology across industries, manufacturing, consulting, and IT. As I covered already, he brings in the self-leadership, team dynamics, relationship management, and conflict management is the area he focuses on. He is the author of a book as well, Navigating the Dark Hole. Leadership Navigating a Dark Hole is the book, and it's a must-read book, and his second book is going to come up very soon. It stands. And Kirandeep Sandhu is also a budding author, and she has edited many books. And first time with an author, she's writing her father's autobiography, which is going to be released early July. I will talk about myself a little later. Devesh Mohan, he brings in the sales and alliance leadership. And he says, tie your shoes and run towards the goal. He brings in more than 2+ decades of leadership experience, leading, managing global team, sales and business development and alliances. As I told, he is a social entrepreneur as well. Leadership, he is a leadership coach. He focuses on personal transformation, goal setting, achievement program, and sales and alliances area, very focused program he does. Partnership and alliance program on relating to the sales. He does that program. So today, before that, I'll just give you, we are problem solvers. We help you to solve problems in the career and business growth. Stagnation, which is something people get stuck, and there is a feeling of stagnation. That is where we come into picture and put in our collective experience and help the people. That's what we have been doing it in the last 2 years. Struggling to achieve work-life balance, which is the biggest problem many of us have. Even each one of us here would have gone through, including me, have gone through that, and we help through our practical experiences how you can navigate that. Then hello, you can hear me now?
Yeah, can hear you.
Sorry, there was a power cut. I had my UPS had some problem. Looks like it went off. Anyway, I'm sure I'm visible and audible to you guys. I will go with this light now. So we will continue with this. We will be able to go through that. There shouldn't be a problem. So the third one I was talking about is the interpersonal conflict. We help on those areas to work on the interpersonal conflict areas. Moving on from here, and today's topic, we are all here to look at the practical wisdom based on my personal things from stagnation to the success. What are a few of the things we need to work on and we need to start doing it? So that is what I am going to share in the next 30 to 40 minutes or so. You can note it down, have a pen and paper ready, and kindly note it down, those points. Each one of it I'm going to share with you as a form of a story. What is that I have gone through it? At the end of it, what is that lesson which I have learned really has helped me to make success as a habit, not worrying about the stagnation and move ahead. So that is what I'm going to do it to you. Before that, little bit of about me. As you all need to know, I'm a success coach and mentor and a trainer. I bring in close to about 3.5 decades of global corporate experience, worked in Fortune 500 companies. During my tenure, I worked in 8 different Indian and multinational organizations. Since 5 years as a consultant and success entrepreneurs who feeling stagnated and wanted to take their business into the next level by unleashing their potential. That's what I help them to do that. I'm a TEDx speaker and 2 times the author. My first book, Focus 5, a practical guide for career growth. The second book is the local to global transformation, help people to carry out the SWOT analysis, priority management, networking, and customer services. These are the areas. I have these programs I have done from the Coach Transformation Academy. I'm a certified professional coach on the way of getting certified from the International Coach Federation as well. And I'm a middle earth HR and the teachers or the leaders community, the trainer, certified myself on the organizational transformation foundation course by the PMI. These are some of the points from my side. Okay, I'm just making a quick check. I'm audible to all of you. I'm just moving on from
There's
here.
a slight lag at times, Ram.
Yeah, because of I just think I connected to my hotspot. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to stop the sharing and I wanted to come on to the screen. I don't have any presentation, as I said, I don't have the PPTs to talk about this as I am going to talk to you all with my real life stories, which cannot be made as a PPT, maybe at a later point of time written as a book. So why does one get the feeling of stagnation? Let us little bit understand why does someone get the feeling of stagnation? Anyone wants to share? Why does you get a feeling of stagnation or you feel your team or anyone gets that feeling of stagnation? Some of the reason I looked at by experience, I mentioned that to you, you can add to that if anything else you feel. Sometimes not happy with the role you are doing it, not happy with the role the organization has given or you are working on it. Not seeing the progress as expected. You are expecting some progress to happen, but you are seeing the progress is not happening as expected. Then there is a feeling of stagnation comes. You are doing a routine and mundane task, repetitive task. That is the point of a time you feel, what is that I am doing it? At one point of a time, I have been doing such kind of a jobs as well. Every day, month on month, every day and day out, you will have those repetitive job. Even for that instant, if you ask me, most part of my 35 plus years of a career, it is a lot of things to do with routine job. How I made that challenging and interesting is a different story that we can talk on another day. Then toxic bosses. Yes, I've gone through few of the bosses. They never allow you to open your mouth. They never allow you to express your views. Recently, I'm sure all of you are also watching some of those videos which is going around on the one of the bank, which is the senior employee has been doing it. These are some of the thing makes you feel saying that I am stagnated. What is next? Why I am not able to move ahead and do certain things, right? Anything else you would like to add, which makes you feel stagnated? Good. So let me move on to giving some of my practical experience and wisdom. Let me take you all back to as soon as I finished my school education. I had an SSLC at that point of time. After the SSLC, there was a pre-university kind of an education. Once I completed my pre-university education, the time has come for me to join a graduation. Undergraduate, I need to take up some course. I need to do something. So that point of a time, I took an application from the college and filled up that application very diligently, done everything. And I was traveling in the bus. The college was about 10 kilometers away from my city, away from my village. It's not a city. I was born and brought up in a village. From my village to the nearby town, it was a 10 kilometer. I need to travel. I caught that bus and I was traveling in the bus. I don't know who was the guy who was sitting next to me. I request not talking, no unmute, please. Ivanam, if you mute, please. So that point of time, I don't know, someone who was sitting next to me in my bus, he inquired with me where I am going. he came to know that with an application, I'm going to the college. He said that, oh, you are going to the college. That is very nice. It looks like you are going to join some course in the college. What is that you are going to do? He asked me, I just very clearly wrote in that saying that history, I'm going to take history in the college. Then he immediately started saying that, you see, this time younger generation, they don't want to challenge themselves. No one wants to take up the course on mathematics.
Here I'm getting to a lot of background noise. Lot of disturbance. I don't know where, but seems to be a lot of noise.
Where you are saying there's a background noise coming from my side.
No, Ram, somewhere else. I don't know with some
I
participant.
think one person is not.
Ram, you can mute everybody. That's better. It's coming from somewhere else. Not
Yes, I have muted all. Again, that person is unmuting. That is, I know I have muted all. Okay. So that's what I was telling you. This person sitting next to me, he inquired and he found out I have filled it up as history. He was telling me, no, this time the younger generation doesn't want to challenge themselves. No one takes science or mathematics courses. Why don't you take mathematics? Maybe think over it. That is where he left it, and we got on. The destination came. I got on. I went into the principal's office. I didn't make any change in my mind, saying that, yes, I wanted many of those people, my friends and people advised me, saying that history is very easy. You can write some stories and get through that. I don't know what about it. Then I went just entering into the principal office. This man, stranger, what he told me has hit me like a hammer, saying that, why don't you take mathematics? I just struck off there and written as mathematics. I took the BSc mathematics, which is it had in advanced mathematics as well as physics. These are the three subjects which were there. I took it and I came out with flying colors, more than first class mark, what is it required. And I have done some of the subjects. I scored even 200 marks out of 200 as well. That is what I did that. So this has taught me a lesson. What this stranger who was traveling along with me taught me that lesson. The first lesson, I'm going to put it on the chart option. Where is the chart? Okay. Or someone can write it. It will be good also. We all have powers to make impossible to be possible. That is the day I realized it. We all have that powers to make impossible to be possible. This is the one of the lessons that has carried out throughout my education, after my career, even today. If someone says something is not possible, I don't easily believe it. We all have the power to make the impossible to possible. With talking to you and giving this story, I pay a lot of gratitude to that person. I don't know his face, don't know his name. Through this call, I make a lot of pay my thank you and gratitude to him. What I am today is because of that, what he handled my thought on that day. This is the story number 1 on that. Moving on from here, all the things were very good. I was in the first year of my graduation, enjoying it, new friends, people, all were going so good. When I was in middle of my second year, all of a sudden, my father, at the stroke of the midnight, lost his job. He was doing this job as a hereditary basis. In Tamil Nadu, there was a tradition on hereditary basis. The village accountant jobs are given to the sons of those head accountant. That way he got it. Government has abolished that position. Overnight, he didn't have a job. We didn't have any income. I was in the middle of my graduation. I had another two younger sisters. They were going to the school. That time, thank God, school was free up to the 10th standard. They never used to ask any fee in the school. Only in the college, they used to ask for the fee. Even if I look at the fee was mere 1,500 rupees per annum. It was a big question, dilemma, whether I should continue education, I should not continue. Whether my father will be able to make that payment of 1,500 rupees a year or not. Big dilemma. Then finally, my father told me, there is no second thought. He didn't know where he is going to get that kind of a thing. He told me, son, you are going to study, complete your graduation. Please go ahead, don't bother about anything and keep moving ahead with that. And I completed with the help of my community association. They paid the second year and third year fee to me. I pay a lot of gratitude to them through this call. This has taught me, my father has taught me really, where there is a will, there is a way, which we also know that this is the one I got to know, number two, where there is a will, there is a way. This is the great lesson I learned from that crisis. With that, that has gotten into so strong in me. I had done a lot of impossible things during my career. That is the one has helped me. I thank my father. I thank my those association has helped me to overcome that part of the darker side for me. Those difficult times where there is a will, there is a way. Don't give up. That is the second lesson I learned from that. Now, let's move on to the third one, where I completed my graduation. Then I traveled from there, the small town, village kind of a town, to the Bangalore city. I came here, was searching for a job. First, I ended up in a part-time typist. Then one of the corrugated manufacturing company took me as their shift supervisor. It was I thought it's a big designation. Great. Where I have to do was I have to have a measuring tape, and every 10-15 minutes, go to that corrugated box, whatever it is cutting. Is it cutting at the same length or not? I need to start measuring that. I was doing a mathematics guy. I was thinking something will come at the end of it. I need to measure with this tape. I started measuring that every now and then, and still, they would have a night shift, day shift, and different kind of shifts. I worked there. I was looking at, is this that job I wanted to do? Then one day, idea struck me, saying that we were printing corrugated boxes. Corrugated boxes as the address of those companies. I started collecting my free time after measuring. The free time, go around, see all those corrugated boxes and see the post box number or the address which is there, write it. Then I used to come back home and have my biodata prepared. Those times there is no email and other thing. Prepare biodata and buy the stamp envelopes and post it to saying that HR department with post box number or the address. I keep posting that. Maybe hundreds of applications like that I would have posted. And this has taught me, at the end of it, one company has called me and offered a job from there. That is where I moved from that corrugated box manufacturing as the supervisor, measuring those length of those corrugated boxes, got a job. This has taught me the third lesson: keep your eyes and ears open. Keep your eyes. Third lesson, what I looked at is keep your eyes and ears open. This is most important. I could have just stayed there. There is one of my friend was there. He worked there and retired there itself. I could have done that also. But I was inquisitive and start looking at it, saying that what is that I need to do by collecting those. Sometime when we say that today also people ask, do you know that HR person? Do you know that? I was thinking that let me collect the addresses and start posting it. What is it I am going to lose? That time I used to be 1 rupee, I think was the stamp or so. I used to have the stamp envelope. 5 paisa was the envelope and have my biodata done and keep sending it to them. That is where I learned the lesson where there is a will. If you want to succeed, you need to have a willpower. Where there is a will, there is a way. You will definitely find out. Sorry, I think I was moving on to the next one. Yeah. That was the first one. Second one was this: keep your eyes and ears open. I learned when you are keeping eyes and ears open. Who is unmuting yourself again and again? Okay. So that is what the may request Shivanand Bujar, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. Thank you for obliging my request. Thank you. Then I moved from there as I got a job from this company where I was looking at the corrugated boxes, and they offered a job in their time office and preparing the payroll. That is the job I was started doing it. There also another job into that is every month you need to write those punching cards. There's no attendance recording systems and all other things. So I used to write those punching card also. Everything is in pen and paper and with carbon copies. That is what we used to do that. That is the job I got it. And I had 4 or 5 of my colleagues. They were a little bit senior to me. I was a new guy. I struck a very good understanding with them, and I built a good relationship with all these people. And they were liking me. They were teaching me everything. What is that I need to work on and do that. One fine day, one of the senior to me, the person, he left the organization and joined another organization. So during that time, he remembered me after there is a vacancy after he joining that organization. There is a vacancy which arose in the his new organization. Then he remembered and called me to attend an interview in that organization. Then I got a job in that organization. That happened. That is where I realized why it is important to build that relationship and trust. If someone has to recommend you for something, one is first thing they need to trust you. Once they trust you, then only they will recommend. That is where I looked at saying that, yes, I was trustworthiness for someone, he is able to recommend to another company where he newly joined. So that is the fourth lesson, which I am just typing it out here, which is build relationship and trust. This taught me that lesson, and till today, I am one of the greatest networker in my community, in my team as well. They all appreciate me for that networking, what I do that. So from there, I moved on to this new organization. I went and started working in the new organization where my senior colleague has joined. We were working there, and I joined that place after my predecessor, because there were one corporate office. My friend was working in the corporate office. I have been posted in the factory. The factory, my predecessor has left about 6 months back, that organization. And my boss also new to that organization there. We didn't know head or tail of what has happened in the last 6 months. The day one, I was entering the organization, the factory. Within 1 hour of my completing the joining formalities, I see 50s of these workers standing in front of my table saying that there is that problem in this payroll. We have not got the increment. There's so many errors are happening in the last 3-4 months in the payroll. No one is correcting the compliant. When I enter there, after that, I used to get scared of entering into that office itself for a few days. Like that, these people used to jump and bounce on me, saying that when I am going to solve that problem, what I am going to do that, how I will get into the solving those problems. So then one fine day, after some of the thing, I never had a choice to leave the job, because that was the bread and butter. If I leave that job, I will not have anything else to do. So I got one courage, and I told them, all of them, called a few of those people who were friendly with me in that worker. I found and told them, I'm putting a register. I wanted all of you to write your compliance in this register. Give me till end of the month, when the next payroll process You all got me again? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Sorry, there was a power cut again, it went. Sorry for that. So I was getting into this job I have been doing, and I told them to write everything in the notebook. They promptly wrote that in the notebook. Then that organization I worked for 5 years after that. And I got earned the name saying that I'm the person from that day onwards, every month on month, an error-free payroll I created. This, I realized it after so many years when I was releasing my first book in the year 2015. My boss came to that book launch, and he told me during that speech saying that Ram had a name as person who has created an error-free payroll for continuous 5 years. So this is build the, what has helped me that was there. I went that, go that little extra mile to establish your credibility. That is what I did that day. What I did that day was, the credibility was at stake. And we could have told saying that it is not possible. It is somebody else has done. There is a future guy who was 6 months back, he left, he has not taken care, something which has happened during not in my period of an employment. You tell me in my period of my, after I joining, something is there. All this thing I would have given an excuse. But I didn't do that. I went that extra, go that extra mile to establish your credibility. Even today, whenever I meet anyone from that organization, I'm part of that group, that they have a group where in social group, all of them become like me, old and aged. They remember me, what I have done that day. That is what I consider as the fifth factor for the success, one need to look at what is that you can do that. So then the next story, the sixth story, is about the organization, the same organization where I was working. Few of the leaders, including my boss, they were deviating one of the policy. I was not comfortable with that. When the policy is there, everyone should follow that policy. Otherwise, they should make that amendment so that the changes can be done. Looking at that, I went to my boss's boss and wrote a thing, told him, wrote a message. That time we need to write a memo. I wrote a memo saying that this is what is happening. Why don't you look at it and say you change either the policy, or if you are making, otherwise you should not be making these exceptions. He acknowledged and accepted it. I do not really know what other leaders in that organization felt. My immediate boss, he was so happy with me. Why I'm saying this is, he took along with him for the next two organizations. In the first organization, after joining in about one year or so, after they had complete trust on me, they had given all the personal file. I was able to look at, including my own personal file. When I looked at my personal file, I realized what is that importance gave me my immediate boss. In that interview report, my boss's boss has clearly rejected me. But my boss overwritten that and took me in that organization. Only for that reason, I stood for that value. He liked so much saying that when something was wrong, I stood up and said that that is wrong. Only if I asked him also, after that, he told me, saying that I liked the way you approached that. I needed a person like that, and we don't want anything stone unturned here. Because of that, I wanted someone who can be a clear watchdog and ensure everything goes as per the policies and processes. This is the sixth one. You need to clearly set values and live by it. Setting values is easy, but whether you have to live by that is a very difficult thing, and we need to do that. That is the sixth lesson, which life lessons which I have learned, that has earned me a lot of success. With that, even today, any of those 8 organizations I worked, anybody I can pick up and talk to them. If I go to their organization, they welcome me even today. That happens because of that integrity, because of that value with which I worked and displayed with the people, and we need to do that. So then things moved on, and by the time I have established very well to an extent, having gained about more than 10 plus years of an experience in the industry. Now the headhunters started looking at me, saying that they wanted to hire some new positions. They started approaching me like that. One of the headhunters approached me. Then I joined an organization, which is an IT company, which was the first IT company I joined in the year 1995. So they also told me, saying that they are, even though I was in the personal HR time office role, they took me as an administration head for that company. I asked the CEO and the general manager who hired me. Then they said they wanted someone who is people-centric. Because of that, they are hiring me as the administration head. When I moved into the organization, I looked at, since I was the first administration facilities manager for the organization, then I was talking to the people, the leaders who are working in the organization, understood what are their key issues and problems relating to the administration and facilities they are facing. One of the key problems that time came in was, you will laugh at us today if you hear that, they used to have a lot of long distance US, UK call. All the time they had a heavy hand phone. They need to talk for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, holding that phone in one hand and doing some activity and do that. This organization having 100 plus people, having 2-3 branches, locations They not even had one single speaker phone in that organization. That time Panasonic used to come with a speaker phone. Today we all have Polycom and various other things. So then I went into my connected with my CEO and asked him, we need to buy these speaker phones because these people have this difficulty because they can't hold the phone with the heavy hand phones. It's not like mobile phone or anything. It will be really heavy. Those dial phones, they need to keep the receiver all the hand for 1 hour. It's going to be difficult. Then I helped them organization to buy those phones and started working on that. What is that has taught me was empathy. Another thing is you need to have show empathy towards your customers and people whom you work for. I look at very empathetically and took that with my management saying that, yes, these people are talking 1.5 hours, holding one hand like this always is going to be difficult. So we need to provide that. That earned me name and fame in that organization, a lot of success in that organization. If you wanted to do, you need to show that empathy, which is the seventh point which I'm talking about, is empathy. And also have customer first. You need to think that. So if you are working toward that, they have supported me a lot. In that organization, I moved up to the vice president level and worked in that organization before I moved up. Then the eighth story which is coming up is so this is the many times when you join an organization, we wanted to go by the rule book of the organization. We always want to listen to our bosses and our people whoever is there immediately saying that. It is good for some time. After that, you need to establish a base and you need to have the thing in that place saying that you are needed for the organization. There is something we need to do. That is what I started looking at. Experimenting new way of doing things. Experimenting with new ideas. Always asking question. Is this the right way to do the things? Some of the thing I started was saying that first this administration facility department need a manual. Let us start putting it. We need to have a service level agreement and we need to start putting certain kind of a very clear timelines by which we will do the things. And also there is a manual employee satisfaction survey. We did and identified those areas where employees are not satisfied and what we need to start working on. These are the things you need to start. The eighth one, which is experiment. Experiment new ideas and ask, is there better way of doing things? This is the one I see as definitely helped me where I have in my 3.5 decades of global corporate journey. Even today, it is helping me to do the things. Always look at and start rather feeling, just see I have to abide by someone is saying, always you need to find an opportunity and say this about it. Then the ninth one, I was very happy, settled in Bangalore. By the time I had put in close to about more than 20 plus years of a service in Bangalore, well settled and good organization working. Again, those are some of those headhunters will prompt you. I fall into prey of some of the headhunter asking me to relocate to Hyderabad. I disturbed my family, my kids, and myself. All of us, we have to relocate into a new location where we don't know anything about it. I relocated to that place. Even to an extent, I had foregone certain amount of money, which is almost run into crores of rupees as well in my previous company. With that, I took that risk. Basically, the ninth one, what I'm saying is that sometime we need to take those risks, calculated risk, and getting out of your comfort zone. That has helped me to understand working with some of those multinational, working very closely with some of the leaders of who is who in the industry. Those kind of an exposure which came in. The ninth one, which I say is taking risk, calculated risk, and getting out of your comfort zone. This is very important. When you are always in your comfort zone, nothing is going to happen. You need to start exploring it, start working on it, taking some amount of a calculated risk, always going to help you. That is the lesson which I learned in my professional life, and not in my life itself. Then the 10th and the final point, which I have, the story goes like this. It is in the year, I think, 1995. During 1995 to 2000 period, the jobs like receptionist, telephone operators, and the telex operator were going redundant. And during that time, my company, the company which I was working, also they had one of the manufacturing unit which was in Mysore. They relocated that Mysore factory to Pondicherry. Because of that, most of the people settled in Mysore didn't want to move to Pondicherry. This was each one of them saying that they need to have an alternate career so that they can start working on what is that they can start doing. I started interacting with them, understanding them, help them to find the alternate roles and mentor them and retrain them to take up the new job. What is this has helped me here is the 10th point is help others to grow and you will grow automatically. As a leader, I learned this, help others to grow. I will give you another story about this. Help others to grow and you will grow automatically. Later part of my career, when I was a general manager in an organization, I found there was another eligible senior manager who was supposed to become a general manager. They not made him as a general manager for 2-3 years. My predecessor has not done because thinking that if he makes it, he is also general manager, and how can we have two general manager in the organization? When I went and joined this organization, rejoined this organization, I made him as general manager of that organization. Even the HR, my immediate boss, told me, don't do that. I told them, he is eligible, he needs to be done, it is to be done, it's most important, we need to do that. They accepted and did that. You don't believe, within 3 months of a time, I become vice president in that organization. That's what has happened. You start helping the people. You need to look at, don't try to hold your position because of that, don't spoil somebody else's career. And it is most important, you need to help and do that. Even if you don't get it, someone is eligible and we need to work on, do that. This is what I thought, this is the wisdom I thought I'll share all of with you, rather being you feeling, getting stagnated, thinking that nothing can be done. Yes, honestly, how many did I know? As what I was telling you, my predecessor never did it for 2-3 years. They don't do it. They are bothered about their growth. And this is what you should not do it. You do it, you will reap the result. It is very, very clear. The number one, we all have the powers to make impossible to possible. The number two, where there is a will, there is a way. Number three, keep your ears and eyes open. Number four, build a relationship and trust. That will definitely help you. Number 5, go that extra mile to establish your credibility rather just complaining about things. Set values and live by that is the 6th one. And the 7th one is show empathy to the people and also think customer is first. 8th one is experimenting, new way of doing things. Is this the right way? Is there a better way of doing things? Take that risk, calculated risk, get out of your comfort zone. And the final one is help others to grow, and you will grow automatically. These are the things I had to share with you, and I'm sure you all had some insight, some points to take it. I'm happy to take any questions. Allow me to just few minutes. Yeah, otherwise I'll take your questions, then I will go into the thing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Rajesh, how you motivate yourself when you see you are not being given an opportunity? How you motivate? See, one of the thing is, yes. You want to say something?
No, I just ask you, Mr. Ram, you see, in fact, when you're given your 100% or 200% or 300%, and you see basically, what is due to you that will come in your way. And we are being expected to do more for what you call for peanut. So how do you motivate yourself? Basically, you see your sand, basically you are losing the sand below below your legs. And you want to perform, but see, inner consciousness and allow you. Correct. So basically, you feel that is what the hell should I do? Like, in spite of giving your best, I'm not given that, not even considered for anything. Then why should I do it? So in that situation, what do you recommend people? Or what do you recommend to stay?
How do you motivate yourself to see you are not being given an opportunity? See, opportunity comes. One of the things is opportunity is something which is available for everyone. And how do you grab? Always you need to start grabbing those opportunities. For that, you need to set your credibility. People should feel that you are a credible person. You can do that. One of the things is there are certain kind of a thing, as I told you in one of my story, why my boss, even though I went against him and told in the organizations he is deviating the policy, he hired me in the next 2 organizations because he felt that I stood for my values. The values are most important. And I was safeguarding the organization interest. Some of the things which he looked at it, because of that only he started hiring me in the next 2 organizations. To my answer to this would be, one of the things is you need to start looking at, many times we don't have an answer to this, why the organization has fired me. What is that purpose of me being in this organization? Make clear. One of the things is you are not there. One of the things is many times it happens, but you need to look at saying that why the organization I have hired, what is the value add I am doing it for the organization. It happened, I'll tell you, there is another story which I had, very interesting one. We always used to have this annual appraisal. When you become at a higher level, what happens is within you have covered from your immediate manager, one level up, and one point of a time, one level up for me was the CEO of the organization, the 3rd largest IT services company. I was having a review with him. He told me saying that all is fine. Many times we take whatever our team is doing, that is our contribution, our role. Apart from that, he asked me, I wanted all the leaders of the department to, in their appraisal, write what, as a leader, you have done that because of that things have changed. We always take credit for what our team people have done, what as a team of people, we need to take due credit. He didn't say that you should not take credit, you should take credit for that also, because as a team you got the people to do that. That is one. Apart from that, what value add you have added based on your experience, based on your original thoughts, based on your original thinking. That is what you need to start looking at it. If you do these things, then the question doesn't come. People will look at whenever there is an opportunity, always will look at. Today, any organization you take, many of the people who get immediate opportunities, those top 10 or 20% of the people who start performing well. And we need to always see, not jealous about those people, how do I can become? It's not that day one, everyone can become in the top 20. And some point of a time, not in my all 35 years of a career, I was always in top 20. Some point of a time in bottom also, some point of in the middle, 60% also. It happens, it keeps fluctuating. It's not only for me. Even you look at Jack Welch or Jeffrey Melt of those people also, they were there and all oscillating between top to bottom. It will happen, but you need to start working on it and how do you swing from one side to the another. Okay. Hope that answered your question.
Yeah, sort of you or answered me, but still then like I think crux of it is basically what is the measurement of success? Basically, okay, between A and B, you both are basically rated as leading or performing or yeah, they're being measured as equal, but or basically one below other. But
Yeah,
what
yeah. If you
happens?
want to know more about the success, I would
Yeah.
request you to attend my this Sunday. I'm doing
Yeah.
between 10 to 12. There is a live webinar which I'm doing on the this is a 3-step success framework. You will get
Okay.
more details about that. You can come and attend, register to that and come and
To do
attend that.
that.
I'll give you
Yeah.
more details about that on that. Okay.
Sure.
Success is a journey, it's not a destination. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
We achieve that. And also, it is also taking a small step towards the success point is also is a success. That is what we
Okay.
need to keep in mind. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Ram. Okay, Mr. Ram. Thank you.
Anyone else has got any questions? Otherwise, I have few slides I wanted to run through. What is that I have in stores for you? Maybe you all can think through that, and I will come to this. So this is the 3-step success framework workshop I was talking about. I'm doing it, the webinar on this Sunday, online seminar on this Sunday 11th between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I request you to join. The course is they're divided into 3 parts: health check, agile implementation, and real-time transformation. It is completely online course. It's going to happen on 24th and 25th of June, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and 2.5 hours. Similarly, repeat of that will happen 22nd and 23rd July, and agile implementation 1st and 2nd July, and 29th and 30th July, and real-time transformation on 5th and 6th of August, and 28th and 29th of August. Each session is of, each module is of 2 sessions. That's what will happen. This is the one we normally do that. And if you are coming and attending the webinar on that day, you will get all the 3 modules at 5,999. You may choose to pay 1,999 as the online webinar charges and start attending this online program. This is what can happen. You can attend on this Sunday session, get more details about this. It's also things if you are interested, you can write to us. We will send you the details, more details about this program. And you get some of the bonuses for joining all this program. This is also there. This is what we will give. Lifetime access for the course recording, reading material, platform exclusive WhatsApp group, local to global book, monthly group coaching on Q&A, accountable signing up for all the 3 program, you get 3 hours of personal coaching. These are the bonuses you get it. And how you can continue the journey with the leadership card. Like this, each of the coaches, whatever I given you from my areas of the as a success coach, each of my coaches are working on it. Our coaches in the leadership card, they have their separate programs coming up like that. Apart from that, we have this card hour knowledge sharing session happening every Thursday. You can come and attend that, gain some knowledge, wisdom about it. Personal transformation is a flagship program, is again an online program. We do it. I'll give more details about that. Module-based training, like what I had put 3-step success, various other module. We do it, communication level 1, communication level 2, and team building, me to we, and we also have the customer excellence program like that. Women Leadership Program, then online self-paced program. Our courses are there in the Udemy. You can go through that and attend some of the courses which is available in Udemy. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. Or you can look at what suits you, you can attend them. This is about the personal transformation program, personality development, leading self, leading team, and leading organization. These are the various modules we cover under each of these topics. Some of the photographs about our thing. And thank you very much for listening to me today on the program today on the stagnation to the success. You can reach out to us on this number or an email ID. Happy to share more information. If any one of you have any questions, I'm ready to take and answer that for next few minutes. Thank you, Sivan Pujar. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Tangaraj, for joining in. Thank you, Apaji. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.